Hello, and welcome to episode 10 of PodClass President. I am your host, Ben Brainerd. If this is your first time joining us, welcome in. If you've been here before, welcome back. PodClass President is a school-centric storytelling podcast. Every week, I have two guests join me in the studio to share one of their weirdest, wildest, wackiest, silliest stories from their time spent in school or class or training or any other type of formal learning environment. Before we jump in the studio today and meet our guests, I do have a couple of announcements. I am on tour. In February, I'll be in Texas and Oklahoma, Texas and Oklahoma. February 21st, I'll be in Austin, Texas at Cap City Comedy Club. On the 23rd, I'll be in San Antonio, Texas at the Carlos Alvarez Studio Theater. On the 24th, I'll be in Dallas, Texas at the Texas Theater. The 25th, I'll be in OKC at Bricktown Comedy Club. The 28th, I'll be in Tulsa, Oklahoma at the Bricktown Comedy Club in Tulsa. On March 14th, I'll be in Southern California, San Diego at Mic Drop. On March 20th, I'll be in Tempe, Arizona at the Improv. And March 23rd, I'll be in Burbank, California at Flappers. I have a ton more shows already lined up and booked for the 2024. I almost called it the season of the year 2024. Welcome. So if you want to check out where I'm going to be, make sure to head over to my website, benbrainerd.com, and you can click on my tour dates and see all of those. And also while you're there, make sure you sign up for my email list or my text list, and that way you get notified. You don't miss a show when I'm in your area. With that being said, let's head to the studio and meet our guest for the week. Today in the studio, we have a good friend of mine and actress Elana Rose.
Hi, everyone.
And with her on the couch, we have a musician, Sef Tyrell.
Hello.
Thank you guys for being here. As you know, we always start the podcast with a segment I like to call, Do You Know Who My Mascot Is? In which I'm going to ask you what your high school mascot was, and then whether or not you think your high school mascot could beat my high school mascot in a fight. So, Elana, we'll start with you. What was your high school mascot?
So my high school mascot was the Bruins, which was a bear.
Great
Yes.
start. All right.
Very ferocious.
And then Seth.
My high school mascot was a patriot. Right, man.
This is the third episode that somebody's mascot has been a patriot.
Yes. He was a
How
white
many
man. He
Patriot mascots are there?
Too many.
he had like a helmet, but it was a white man. Like it was like, you know how
Oh, what era of patriot? Is this going to be like, are we talking like, because like
he
when
was
you,
a red coat.
he was, oh, so he was British.
Oh, he was blue and red. Because our colors were red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
Really?
Our colors were also red, white, and blue.
Our color, my elementary school colors were red, white, and blue, but we were the Osceola Indians, so you can figure that one out.
Wow.
Yep.
What's
Anyway, so we have a Bruin and a Patriot. Before you know what my mascot is, how confident are you feeling right now that yours could?
Mine had a musket.
Mine was a bear. Even though our bear, though, you know, it's like you had the two of them, I think.
There were two
I
bears?
think there were two. I might be getting it confused with my college mascot.
Was your college mascot also a bear?
No, we were the Wildcats, but we would say bear down.
Why?
It's a whole story.
Okay.
It's a whole But there were two of them. It was Wilbur and Wilma, and they were Wildcats. But I think with the Bruins we just had one. But now I'm thinking there was two. But it wasn't an intimidating bear by any means.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most confident.
I'm gonna give it at least a 7. I don't know what yours is. So
Okay. Seth?
Does mine have his weapons?
Absolutely, yeah. He's the mascot.
I would say.
Wait.
I would say I give it like a. I give him an 8.
You're
I
gonna
give him an 8. Yep.
Okay.
I sure will.
Tell me how you're adjusting your levels now that you know my high school mascot was a sand crab.
Okay, I'm gonna go 10 on mine.
Yeah.
Like beating you specifically, or like both at the same time? Is
It
like
doesn't
a-
really matter.
What kind
well-
of sand crab?
It's a sand crab, also known as a sand flea. If you've ever
Yeah.
been to the beach, you know the ones that like burrow under. They're filter feeders.
Was that your high school's slogan? We're filter feeders.
No, our slogan was just to not mention the crab at all.
Oh.
Like at sporting events, we would say we're the Breeze because we were Sea Breeze High School. We were the Sea Breeze Sand Crab. So like when I did cross country, our slogan was "Run like the Breeze."
Great.
Yeah,
I love a mascot that you can't mention.
This is combat number 19 and 20 for the sand crab.
Has the sand crab ever won?
No,
Oh.
but I did tie one. Capital letter G.
What did you just say?
What?
Capital energy?
The capital letter G.
Capital G?
Yeah,
That's a mascot?
yeah.
How can...
Wait, like he's like
You're asking a lot of questions. And you're asking them to the wrong person.
Whose mascot was it?
what font?
Oh,
Comic
man.
Sans?
I'd have to go back. I want to say it was Danny Mata.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Yeah,
What did it stand for? Go get him?
I don't remember.
Jeez.
I'll have to re-listen to my own podcast. But yeah, so, what's that put me at? Out of 20, I have 19 losses and 1 tie. I'll find one day.
Yeah, those little sand crabs. What if they work as a team? Do you think they could one day make it?
They don't really have claws or...
They're this big.
But yeah, they're about that small.
Oh.
It would take a lot of team. You know that episode of SpongeBob where Plankton got his entire family
Yeah.
together? It would have to be like that, like an ocean-sized
Like
amount.
nematodes.
Yeah. It would have to be.
Yes.
Yeah, otherwise it's just one musket ball and honestly just
One shoe.
a misstep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're just going to jump right into story time
Sounds
now.
great.
So, Sef, I actually kind of want to start with you because it's
My
a very So, it started off not great already.
Yeah.
And the only thing you told me about this story was that your school's mascot, right?
the school name,
the school
mascot.
name,
The
the
name was named after
everything.
him. The mascot. I don't know if it was someone who worked under him or if it was him. His name was Pat Riot. Was the
Oh
was
my
the name
God.
of
Oh my God.
the mascot. But
Yep. But your school was named after a slave owner.
yes, Governor Thomas Johnson is what our school was.
What
Governor
state?
Thomas Johnson. Frederick, Maryland.
Cut that part out. Cut that part out.
Yes.
So you went to Governor Thomas Johnson High school.
And Governor Thomas Johnson Middle School. I went to both.
Were
Stayed
they
in there.
connected?
No.
They were
They
just
were just nearby.
nearby.
Close. Yeah. It was something, They got to stick together. So,
Did you?
oh my God, there's a news story because they had a Nazi flag hanging inside of one of the classrooms. If you search it up, they literally got in big trouble because it was hanging.
Was this recent?
Like a few years back, like maybe 2 years
Who?
back.
Like a teacher just had it hanging?
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, I'm gonna get in so much trouble.
I don't think you're the one that's gonna get in
I
trouble
am putting
here.
them on blast. They're gonna sue me for defamation of character.
It's not defamation if you're just speaking
True.
like the true things.
It's there.
You can't
It's there.
defame a Nazi by calling him a Nazi.
That's true.
That's true. Very true. Yes. You're right. He's a Nazi.
Was there like a story behind? Like, did they change the name at all, or is it still that?
Oh no, it's still that.
It's
I
still
remember-
that.
I think I was telling Ewok here. I call her Ewok.
Oh, okay.
That is what he calls me.
Yes.
It's really cute. I don't know when or like why you started calling me that.
It was literally when I first. She said her name was Elana. I misheard it as Ewok. It's been history ever since.
Yeah.
Super casual
Literally said
misunderstanding.
And-
Yeah.
That's how I respond.
Yes, and I
Yeah.
love it. It's her name in my phone. Everything.
It is cute.
I love that for you
introduced her
guys.
to people with Ewok.
Yeah.
I love that for you guys.
So I was telling Ewok earlier, actually. I remember going on a field trip and like finding like the little notes that little slave children like wrote him, like
What?
asking for
Help,
freedom.
freedom,
Yeah,
mercy.
I don't remember her name.
What?
She have a name?
What? What field trip
It was-
was
I
this?
don't remember. I don't remember if it was a field trip or if it was because
History class?
I just know it was nearby and it was like this thing. Like it was like
Like a
this-
museum type
yeah,
thing?
it was like a little like I don't know, like a display. And I specifically remember I was taken aback as I read it.
Because so you did you know beforehand that what that name was?
Governor Thomas Johnson. I mean, I had a vibe. But
You-
like
yeah.
once you see when I say our mascot, like it was
Yeah.
literally a foam white male. Like his head was literally, it was a big mascot head. He
Yeah.
had white eyebrows, white. He had white hair, like pulled back, and a hat. And
So like
black
the New
people
England Patriots.
yeah, and black people couldn't be the mascot because imagine me being in there with little black hands.
Well, now you have to. Like, that's funny to me. It has to be done.
Yes, I kind of want to. I wanted to do it. I did want to claim it.
Was there a time during your high school career that you guys had to learn about Governor Thomas Johnson, like, in history
We
class?
don't talk about that. I don't think we learned about slavery. I don't think we. I think they were
In
kind of like
Maryland? How
yeah,
far
so,
outside
like,
of Baltimore was this?
like an hour, 45 minutes. Like
So,
when I
okay,
say,
you were in the middle of
Yes,
nothing.
like,
Yeah.
when I say we talked about everything, they're like, yeah, these white people did this and a little bit of slavery, but like, okay, so basically, and then they went
Yeah,
ahead
they
and
just briefly
skipped back.
mentioned
They
it.
were like, we didn't even talk about Abraham Lincoln. Like they were like, just
The Abraham Lincoln.
yes, we did not. We kind of skimmed over that. I was like,
What did you talk about?
Not the freedom that
yeah,
not the freedom that he had to learn about at a museum.
Yeah,
Yes.
from a child.
I was taken from a child. Taken aback. I wonder where she is.
Well,
What she's doing.
what do you think he's doing?
I don't know.
Going to school in Maryland.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I mean, if she's that far out in
Yeah.
Maryland, they probably haven't even told her that she's allowed to do anything yet. They're like, we forgot to do that part of
They
school.
forgot to tell her. Oh yeah, by the way, she's like, what? Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
We're already this far in.
Was there anything that, like, any weird or awkward, like, moments? Like, did you guys have, like, a crosstown rival that, like...
I mean, we had the cadets.
It didn't get any better.
Yeah, no, but they were Frederick High School.
Yeah.
Wait, you know what? But yes, they were Frederick High, and they had like a little cadet. It was nice. I wanted to go there. That's honestly where I wish I would have went.
Frederick High.
Cadets were
Well,
racist.
cadet, it just could be made racist, but it
Yes.
didn't start there. Unlike
Exactly.
someone,
Governor Thomas Johnson.
yeah, where his receipts led a very
Yeah, and they were
different.
very patriotic. Like when I say, like you said, like I told you, Pat Riot was our thing.
Yeah,
Our school colors were red, white, and blue. I was a cheerleader. Our cheerleading uniforms had American flags on them. You know, we had
They
a
really were
big,
trying.
we had a big American
It's-
flag in the middle of like the floor. That was our icon for the school.
it's like if
American flag.
Republicans made a high school.
Yes.
Yeah.
Precisely. And none of us were Republican. So.
Oh no!
For them.
It
didn't work.
Well, thank you for sharing that very intimate and heavy topic about your high school that you were very educated about at the time.
I was.
I remember when Sef told me this story for the first. I think we were folding silverware. We tend to talk a lot when we were folding silverware.
Holding silverware.
And
Because you guys worked together at a restaurant.
Yes.
As you
Okay.
know, you can fold
I will not say where we worked. I won't.
Frederick.
silverware.
Frederick. But I don't know even how we started talking about it, but I was like, you're kidding. What?
Yes.
Yeah, I think honestly that's just because you grew up in not
You could assume. Yeah.
where was it? Denver, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
went to Cherry Creek High School.
Yeah, being from Florida. Wait, hold on, quick question. Did you ever wonder why it was maybe called Cherry Creek?
It was next to the Cherry Creek.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Because when I hear the word creek,
What do you think? of
that's
it?
it's Native American tribe.
Oh, yeah.
I honestly thought he was about to get in the
No,
microphone.
it's
You're like, no,
You just
no.
make water noises.
it was next to the Cherry Creek Reservoir. That's why.
Reservoir, not reservation.
Correct.
Got it.
Correct.
Yeah, so I think you just grew up in a place where you're like, why would they name a thing after a racist
Correct.
guy? Being from Florida, he said that his school was named after a racist man, and I was like, yeah, I got whole cities, dog. You ever heard of Jacksonville, Florida?
True. Wow. I guess.
You're making
I guess
great
so.
points.
Welcome to the South and the East Coast, and
Yeah.
honestly, most of the rest of America.
Mhm.
If we're-
Pretty much.
yeah,
It just gets more intense the further down this corner you can
rabbit
get.
hole.
Yeah.
I'm from. That's why I'm here.
Yay.
Yay!
Yes,
Yay!
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles.
I might say.
Okay, Elana, we're gonna hop over to your story now. I'm very interested in this because you didn't tell me any details other than this is just your most embarrassing moment.
This is.
Okay, so set the scene. How old? What grade were you in during this time?
I was a freshman.
Freshman in high school.
That's right.
Okay, and you were in Cherry Creek High
Cherry
School,
Creek High School.
Denver, Colorado.
Not the reservation.
Not the reservation.
Yes.
Yes. This is Denver.
This is Denver. Yeah.
Okay. So take it. How did it
Of
start?
course.
What happened?
So, I am an actor, as you know.
Yes.
I grew up acting. I did theater for years and years and years, and it was the first musical I had done at my high school. I was
Okay.
going into high school, and it's a big thing in high school when you get into high school and theater because you're like, there's
Is
like
it?
hierarchies. Okay, yes, it is. There are hierarchies in high school theater
Are there?
that are just
Are
it's
they
a-
real?
I don't know. I
Or
still
is it
haven't
just
figured
like
it out.
high schoolers trying to?
man-made. It's made by them.
Correct.
It's also like
Yeah.
I also have probably a different perspective coming from the South when you talk about like musical theater in high school and versus a place where that like you were confused about like a slave owner being the named thing.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like, did the musical theater kids have any respect in your part of the area?
Oh yeah. No,
Be-
we were very Like I grew up. I say I grew up in a predominantly more white area, but at the same time, I did go to a school where I was surrounded by diversity because I was a theater choir kid. That's just who I was, and so I
Does
feel
that imply diversity to you?
no, it doesn't imply it, but I did notice that does happen a lot more in theater and choir. I don't know why. I think it's just because it's a area of the arts that is more like accepting.
Wow, it's
But
very interesting to see the cultural differences
Yeah.
here because the farther you go east, the more the black kids become athletes
yeah,
and
yeah.
not theater.
No, it's true.
Yes.
It's true.
True. When I got to my theater program, there was like
Yeah.
That's fair.
Like-
Yeah.
we didn't have Hispanic to hold on to. Amazing. Very paper.
Maybe I think it makes sense though. Like it really does make sense. I would say it was more.
So you were in the diverse musical theater.
sure, let's
program.
put quote unquotes around diverse.
Okay.
I would say you're right. It could have been more diverse. Yeah. But I think there was a lot of
America. Huh?
America, huh?
I mean, that's what happens when you live in one of the whitest cities in America.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's about as diverse, I think, as Denver could have gotten,
For sure.
like, mathematically.
Oh yeah. 100% at that time.
So you're a freshman in high
So
school.
I'm a freshman in high school.
You're in
A
orchestra.
diverse
You're in
theater.
theater. Okay.
Theater. And talking about the hierarchies of theater in a weird way in high school, it's if you've seen enough like videos or TikToks or things of that nature of like
I can almost
what the
guarantee you
seniors-
whatever you're about to say, I have not seen
Probably
enough of.
maybe you have the seniors like there's bits where there's the senior musical theater kids and how they talk to the freshman musical theater kids. I don't know if you've seen those.
Like an 80s movie type thing?
Probably exactly
Like
probably what
like
you're
a
thinking.
like a bully in an 80s movie?
Yeah. Well, they kind of are condescending, but in a really
Oh, yeah.
flourishy way,
Yes.
where you're just like, oh, the list is out, and
They're just mean gays.
yeah,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
I get that.
Oh my god, you got
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
You got it.
yeah. So that's the bit, and I lived in that bit, and
Oh, so it's not a bit, it's real.
Oh, it's real.
Just-
yeah, it's
Oh, no.
real life.
Seniors in theater high school are just mean gays.
Um,
Not all
uh,
the-
Not, I mean,
in theater in high school are
The
being
vibe.
gays. Okay, they're just
okay.
all theater kids are being gay. Not all of them. I'm generalizing.
Okay, so
But-
what I'm thinking is happening here. There's like
Yeah.
a science experiment or whatever. There's a word for it. I can't think of it. But they took some monkeys and they put them in a lab. And there's on top of a ladder was a banana. And then one time, a monkey went to go climb the ladder and they shocked him, so it hurt. And then the next time a monkey tried to climb the ladder, the first monkey pulled him down like
Mhm.
because they started to associate climbing this ladder with pain, and so they had to just beat down all the other monkeys. And at some point, they started switching out the monkeys, and until it was a brand new, like a whole new group of monkeys, but they weren't even around for the beginning of the experiment, but they still pulled each other off the ladder and beat the hell out of it. And I think that's what you're experiencing here, whereas the senior mean gays were mean to the rest of the theater kids, and so the rest of the theater kids were like, now we also have to be mean.
Yes.
And when who's below us, I suppose it's just everybody not in theater.
Yes.
Okay.
That is correct.
I said too many words to get there, but
But no, I
Why
think
did they do that? Sorry.
Science is
Oh my god. I was
science is void of ethics.
oh my god. I was like trying to like pay attention to like the point,
moral?
but I was like,
Yeah, the point is like learned experiences
Yeah.
and generational trauma. Really,
generational trauma.
and they
That's a
used to-
huge can
they
of
needed
worms.
to
Though.
abuse
That could be.
monkeys.
science is void of ethics in a lot
Yes,
of times.
Yeah, very true.
Okay, so you're a mean gay being bullied by other mean gays.
Okay, I wasn't a mean gay, but I wasn't. This was okay. This is where it kind of gets to the point of like our theater program started off a very specific way, and it really changed throughout my experience there. When I was a senior, I actually became theater president, which was
Okay.
something I did not expect.
Congrats, good
Thank
for
you so much.
Yeah,
It is still my crowning achievement.
maybe don't say that part out loud.
It is still my crowning achievement. But I think a big turn we took at that time was trying to make it less of that around, like less of the seniors being kind of this authoritative. Like we had
okay.
different traditions that the theater kids would do when it came to seniors and passing that down.
Sure,
But all of the ones that were mean went away.
got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's like
So
more.
you're gentrifying your theater.
Yeah,
program.
yeah. For the let's not use gentrify after the conversation.
I feel like it's probably the
Keep
best
that word.
I feel like it's probably the best word. The seniors left, and you built a Starbucks, and
Yeah. I
It was
love
a
that.
nice Starbucks though.
Like, that's what they all say.
Mhm. yeah.
So, but this isn't about that. Let's rewind time and go
Mhm.
back to when I was a freshman. So I was a freshman, and when you're a freshman in theater, you want to make a good impression because if that's going to be what you're doing for the next 4 years
Yeah.
with the people you're with.
These are your peers, and you want them to like you.
Correct. Yeah. And so I was in my first musical, and I was a specialty dancer for Singing in the Rain.
I don't know what a specialty dancer is.
Have you seen
Like-
Singing? What do you
Go ahead,
think?
Gary.
That's Seth. What do you think?
I think you're like one of the like the main dancers, right? Like you're like they
So-
give other people a little.
Yeah.
And
You're
then
a
you get, like,
dancing
you get a
soloist
few-
in a way.
Well, not like it's like you get more advanced dance moves. Kind of. You get more
Okay.
of a
You're not a main character, but
you're a main
you're a
dancer.
main character backup dancer.
Yes,
Yeah.
like people are gonna get to look at you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
good for you.
No, it was fun. It
Yeah.
was a little group of us, and it was really exciting because a few of us were freshmen doing it, and it was like, wow, this is really cool. It's a first show.
Mhm.
We get to do this thing. Have you seen Singing in the Rain? Do you know that old? It's an older one. Singing in the Rain is one of those musicals that people look back and go, oh, I remember that. remember
I
that
know that I've seen the clip of the scrawny white man in a suit and a wicker hat kicking rain.
That's the one.
That's singing.
That's-
He's singing in the
He's
rain.
singing-
I have
it is-
not seen anything other than that,
That's
and I'm
all you
pretty sure
have to
that's
know.
just like on one of those like Disney classic,
Yeah.
da da da.
I don't
You know,
remember anything about that movie. Other
Again,
than
Okay.
him singing in the
That's
rain.
all you have to remember
Yes.
about the film. And that's what leads into my story. So the only thing you have to remember about this story really is that it was Singing in the Rain, and we made it rain on the stage. It was part of the
God,
cool.
budget. Okay.
I know. I'm telling you, it was
Whoa.
a good theater.
Gentrification.
I'm telling you,
I
what was it?
guess.
Hoses that you had?
It
in-
was a pulley system. I don't know how they did it.
You built a pulley system
it was
for
like-
rain.
So essentially, it destroyed our stage. We had to get a new stage after this year. But there was
Budget.
a way they did it on the top where it would come down as like a little waterfall of rain.
Okay.
And then it would kind of, the flooring would go in like this into a drainage
Yeah.
at the bottom, and then it would collect at the bottom of the
and then
show.
it would go back.
No, it would just do it the once.
Oh,
and
okay.
then they'd reset it. For
Got
the
it.
Next show. Because you only had to make it rain once for one scene, and it's the singing.
Everybody knows when you're making it rain, you really don't have to make it rain once.
Just
Everybody
that
knows
one
that.
time.
It's classic rule.
Yeah.
Rule of thumb for rain.
Yeah.
And so, it was really cool. We had a great run of the show. Everything was going according to plan, if you will. And the last show comes. It's a full house. It's super exciting. Like, we're just performing this final big show.
You're nervous. You're anxious.
Yeah, but it's like also like, wow, this is it. Like, we did it. For the final show, they decided to actually make it rain during the bows. So, like, they only make it rain once on stage during the show.
Everyone knows that rule.
Everyone knows the
Everyone
rule.
knows the rule.
We broke it for the final
Did
performance.
they tell you they were going to do that, or was it
Yes.
kind of like a surprise?
It was kind of a surprise, but then we were all kind of on board. We were like, yeah, make it rain. Yeah, like when we're bowing and stuff, it'll be really, really cool.
Uh-huh.
And so you could probably figure out where this is going. This is probably right on the wall here. But we're standing in line. I am the head of
bow.
To bow.
Yes.
I'm at the head of my line. And if I can give you a picture here, I am, what was I, 14 or something?
13, 14, yeah.
14 years old. I have been tall since I was in 5th grade. I was a tall girl, tall, lanky, didn't know how to handle being tall at that age.
Sure.
And I was tall. We were wearing these little mini skirts and like all these little sequency stuff. And I'm just right there at the front of my line. And I turn to everybody next to me. I turn to every single person. Okay, everyone, don't slip. That was the final thing that was said. And I take one. We were doing this sidestep move where you sidestep onto stage like the Rockettes do, and they go.
So the most slippable maneuver.
Yeah.
The most slippable
In
thing
character
you could-
shoes?
In character
In character
Oh my
shoes
God.
and mini
all-
skirts
and
and,
mini
rain.
skirts
And
and
the
rain
second
and
rain.
sequins. The
Yes.
second rain that never should have happened. And I take my first step onto the stage.
Oh, no.
And I
You didn't even make it.
I didn't even make it.
You didn't even break the leg?
I didn't break the leg. I almost broke the leg.
You broke your own leg is what happened.
I
Yeah.
did.
Oh my God.
And I slipped, and I was wearing loafers. What are those little like?
Clogs?
No, sorry, no, like the thing you put under a skirt in that like era. They're like called
Bloomers?
bloomers.
Yes.
I was wearing bloomers, and
Oh my God.
Does
You
it like-
literally
were
showed
they
your
like-
bloomer.
and it was a full house, standing ovation.
Just looking at your bloomers.
The last thing I think I heard after I slipped was like, "Oh, you know, it's that one."
Were you holding on to the rest of the
I
line?
was until
They
I
fall?
fell.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and they
it
just
was
let you. They just-
Everywhere.
Did they keep going? Did they just start sidestepping behind you?
I think I blocked out the rest of this story. I don't remember what happened after that.
I would just like Allen Iverson step over her.
Oh my God.
The show must go on.
It was very. This was my first show I ever had. I had another embarrassing theater moment happen, but that was like the one
That was the most
That was-
embarrassing one.
that was the escalator into the rest of my theater career at my high school.
Did this moment keep getting brought up for the rest
Oh
of
yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
get a nickname from it? Because I would have called you Bloomers.
I-
yeah.
No, I got a nickname from the second one, which again is related to the first.
Did they rain twice in the second one
There
too?
was no rain.
But you still
There was a fall.
Are you okay?
No, it's my Achilles heel. Really is what it is.
Actually.
It's truly my Achilles heel.
I feel like at this point you
only-
can't mention this twice and then not tell us what happened.
Yeah.
Yes.
No. Okay. Second one. Second was my second year. Was it sophomore year? I think it was sophomore year. Another theater thing. I'm telling you, it was like one of those things where it's like theater for me. The most embarrassing moments I've ever had in my life have been falls and have been during performances.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
and
an
just
easy
coming
thing
from
to
someone
do.
who's never done theater, like I come into things like this believing that just being in theater in and of itself is already like marginally embarrassing to begin with. Like,
Yeah. No. Why would we do it?
And so like doing anything embarrassing while in theater, it's compounding.
Yeah.
It's a parabola.
Yeah. It's like crazy theater kids. We are
So you
don't know.
sophomore year,
sophomore year.
do you remember what this production was?
Yeah, no, it was during ThesCon.
Stop.
I won't. ThesCon. You know what
ThesCon.
Lesbian convention.
That is
A
correct.
thespian
A thespian,
convention.
not to be confused with a lesbian convention. That is a different one.
I assume that's also
Almost the
real
same.
somewhere. Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
go? Would you?
would you go?
Would I go to a lesbian convention?
LesCon.
If I was being a supporter to my friends of the lesbian variety, yeah.
Variety.
I would.
Okay.
You're funny.
Was this? I have
Yeah.
FezCon.
Yeah, this is real.
Was it a thing that your high school
This is
did?
the thing that
Or-
every high school in the continental United States of
They don't
every
do it in
state,
Maryland.
I don't think they do.
I
you
have
would
never
be,
heard of a
y'all would
lesbian
be so
convention.
surprised. There is a thespian convention. If it's not in every state, it's almost in
Did
every
you wear
state.
mom jeans and sweaters?
No. Oh my God, you wouldn't
Are
believe.
you? Do you mean
wouldn't
like this is
believe-
just like it's a thespian convention and that your high school participated in it, or your high school
No.
did the
It was
ThesCon?
I've never
every
heard of
high
it.
school. Every single high school would go who had a theater department. I'm going to lay it out for you. Thespian convention was the convention of the year for theater kids. People
Where
from every
was it?
It was in downtown,
Downtown
Denver,
Denver?
at the convention center. And
Yeah, girl, I need to stop you right now. Much like the slave owners naming everything, ThesCon happened to you.
Yes.
no, you're
I have
gonna.
never heard
I'm
of
gonna
that
look
song.
straight into the camera right now, and if you were ever aware of a thespian convention in your state, comment down below and what it was called. Because in Arizona it was different. Arizona had theirs, and it was called it was the name of somebody because they like had an award, and that was the whole point of thespian convention. So at thespian convention,
Governor Thomas
you-
Johnson.
it was not
Thespian
Governor.
Convention.
Oh my God! You just reminded. Okay, you finish. You just reminded.
Oh my God.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry, everyone. Okay. So ThesCon was the place for people to pretty much, you could get scholarships and you can get different things for your performances, and you could perform at the international convention that happened in New York.
International ThesCon.
It happened in New York. I'm telling you, comment right now if you know what I'm talking about. This is not just a state, like one state thing.
No, yeah, no.
This is state by state. And the winners who were like finalists could go to New York, and they could perform at a big one in New York. And it was like specific people, but you could also get it. Like I was invited my senior year with my scene partner to the convention to do a scene, but it cost a lot of money and we didn't end up going.
Sure.
But that's the whole point of the convention. You go, you take workshops.
It's
you learn-
networking for thespians.
for high schoolers. Yeah, for high school theater kids.
Got it.
Yeah, and it was the biggest thing that theater kids, like, we made an event of it, and there was dances that happened. Do you know how
There were dances
horny-
at ThesCon?
do you know how horny theater kids are
Yeah.
in high school
Oh,
at that age?
Don't
Now
worry.
put them
They
all
let everyone
Put-
know.
put them all in a ballroom together with the lights down low, wearing whatever skimpy dress you can in high school. Most of them were like the ones that were like we didn't have figures then, but we thought that it was like what accentuated our features.
No, I'm very well aware of what all theater kids are like. They have one personality that they share.
Hey, we all turn out
mind.
functional in the end.
Punctual. As you say.
It's not important. So ThesCon, big deal, right? In the eyes of the
Sure.
beholder, that is me. It was a
Yes.
big deal.
In the eyes of theater kids.
Yes.
This is the end all be all.
This is the end all be all. This is like you meet people from all over. It's a chance for you to.
I mean, it's genuinely a career opportunity.
It is because
Yeah.
you actually do get to take really cool workshop classes. You get to learn from professionals in the industry, and then you get to perform for those people, and then you can maybe take it to New York and perform for people there.
Yeah.
And so it was a big deal for me. Sometimes it looking back at it now, it was also an opportunity for people to show off because you get all these
What?
people in one spot.
A bunch
Yeah.
of high school theater kids
Yeah.
showing off?
Believe it or not.
No.
That
That's my
sounds
favorite
so
thing to do.
annoying. I'm sorry.
No,
I like how he heard the sarcasm and went, I'm just going to say it.
No, I'm
I'm sorry.
No, it's very true. It's very true. I just want to say for everyone, I did love, my high school. I loved the friends I made there. I think I had a great experience in
Sure.
general.
I'm glad.
But it is fun to make fun of now that I'm older, like in a
Good.
sense of like being like, this is
Because
sometimes
your
ridiculous.
understanding of the world has completely changed.
yeah,
Which is
yeah.
a good thing. You've grown.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And even being in LA now, it's like even that was very at that point in your life as an actor. It's very like big in the moment.
Yeah.
And you grow and you realize there's other things to like make you appreciate your craft, not just because of you being in high school and wanting the validation from the people around you. Like that's not the reason, just to, be a performer.
Yeah. So you're at ThesCon.
So I'm at ThesCon sophomore year.
What is the production that you're doing?
It's not a production. It was a class. It was
just a class.
Bob Fosse workshop.
Okay.
Do you know who Bob Fosse?
I know the name. I've heard the name. Yeah.
So Bob Fosse, he developed pretty much a technique of dance, and he was a dancing guru, essentially, who had a lot of his dance was featured during the era of like Singing in the Rain. He did stuff for Marilyn Monroe, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Like, that very like sensual, but very like strategic movements of like the hands and the flourishing, and it's kind of like pops and locks.
Gay icon.
Yeah. Essentially, I'd say.
Very much.
Yeah.
Have you seen?
Probably not. I'll be honest with you.
Well, I was gonna say this ties into it. So there's a song, the All That Jazz.
Yeah.
The song All That Jazz. So he does the dance.
No.
All That Jazz. Okay. So anyway, there's the song.
I don't want to fit into that
And all
stereotype,
that
but
jazz.
I did play sports in high school.
Wow.
Oh, we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a second, and we should. Because I don't know the whole sports in high school. I did sports all the way up until high school, and then I stopped.
Well, I did cheerleading.
Which is
It's a sport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's competitions.
It's a sport.
I would say.
Oh my
I would
God.
say
There's
it's
competition.
Thank you. So many
Yeah.
people say it's not a sport. I'm like,
Life's
not just
too-
standing there like this. I dislocated my jaw. Like I'm like a lot.
I
has
feel
happened.
like being physically straining is not necessarily what makes it a sport, because chess is also a sport.
Yeah, true.
That is true.
True.
But
Yes, it's competitive.
There's competitions.
Yeah. So all that jazz. We were taking this class. Each class is about an hour or so.
Okay.
And we were about 5 minutes left in the class.
Classic Elana.
Classic.
Right at the
right
very
at the
end.
end. Right at the end. I'm so close to making it through without fudging up. So we're doing this move, and it's in the song All That Jazz. And essentially it's like you do one hand here, you jazz hands it up and down, and you bend your knees. You bend your knees. And I bent my knees, and I dislocated my knee.
What?
In the class.
I was sitting here wondering, like, how possibly
I know, right? I was like,
could
what is-
this move lead to tragedy?
You
it was
have bad luck. That one, like, okay, the first one, sure, like other things were
Happening. There's rain twice. Yeah.
your
No,
knee
my
said, "Fuck
body.
you."
Yeah, my
like,
knee literally said, "Fuck you, get on the ground." And
You dislocated
Yeah,
your knee
I did. It
by
popped
bending?
by bending.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
get- is that like a fear of yours now?
Yep.
Like that just one day
Oh,
you're gonna
yeah.
bend and break your
Oh, yeah. I honestly think my knee is stronger now after the fact because I didn't then
Is
know
your
that-
pride stronger now?
No.
Okay.
I'm very fragile.
How do they move forward from that? Did
Okay,
you
so this is how we
scream?
move forward. So I dislocate my knee. I fall to the ground. Okay.
Is it painful or is it just weird?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can't move because it didn't pop back in place. It was
Okay.
out.
Oh,
It was out of place. And
Yeah.
so I fall to the ground. People scatter. Okay. This is a full fucking class. It is a ballroom full of fucking people. Okay.
Yeah.
I dislocate my knee.
And of course, if there was ever a group of people who respond to tragedy well,
theater kids.
It's the
it's
Very
high school
dramatic.
theater
Very
kids.
dramatic. Everyone wants to make it about themselves.
It's true.
That's a theater kid.
Theater
okay?
kid Andrew
Spotlight.
is like, okay, but do you know where I was when she dislocated her knee?
And this is gonna play it. You guys are telling the story for me. Okay. So so that happens. Room scatters. People are like, whoa, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? I'm on the floor in agony. My knee is out of place. So I'm on the floor. I took some the class with some of my friends, and they luckily were like, oh my gosh, like they made a circle for me.
They made a circle.
They
for
made a
you.
circle
you.
for me in the moment. on
That's
the
just
floor.
that's not even a theater kid thing. That's a high school thing.
Yeah.
Circle up.
Circle up.
Is it a tragedy or a fight? Doesn't
Well, it
matter.
was like,
We're
yeah,
making a
make some-
circle.
Make some space.
It's a
And,
human thing.
and so I don't know if it was the teacher. I don't know who came in, but they cleared the ballroom. I had some people stay with me, and then they brought in a stretcher and everything. And like they stretchered me out. I went to the hospital. They put my knee back into place, and guess what I did? Guess what I fucking did? Because I'm
Did you dislocate it again?
No, I crutched back to that fucking convention like a G, and I decided I was going to continue my weekend like nothing had happened.
I don't know if
Which-
like a G is the phrasing that you'd
Like a
best
theater
fits.
kid G.
The show must go on.
The show must go on. I crutched my way back. I made my way back there. And from that moment forward, throughout the entire convention, everybody knew when I was crutching around, they said to me, "Oh, you were the girl in the Bob Fosse. You're the one who did that."
Wow.
And I got
Well, yeah.
the name Crutchy after that. That was
Crutchy.
Crutchy. Yeah.
Aw.
That was my little
They're evil.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's
you
not even
watched
like a
it.
clever
I know, they're
nickname.
just like, ah.
that was me in high school because
I feel like bloomers would be a much
Yes.
better. When I was in the military,
Bloomers,
anytime
They
somebody
called you like knock knees.
knock me.
knock knees,
Knock knees.
Knock knees. I kind of like that one.
like just patella.
Well, it was because there was a name in theater for character in Newsies who was named Crutchy.
Oh, they
So
were
it
theater
was
kids.
very theater kid on brand of them
Yeah,
calling
when I
Crutchy.
was in the military, anytime somebody had to be on crutches, we called them tink tink. Tink.
Oh,
tink.
okay.
It's a reference to something. I don't know what it is off the
See
top of my
the
head right now.
references, they're smart. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, military is not the thing that you want to reference when you're trying to say that somebody is smart.
Anyway, I remember that being a moment that did follow me throughout high school, but it was also someone from another school who I'd become friends with.
Mhm.
I think through family, had mentioned something about ThesCon, and we were talking about it, and it came up that I had dislocated my knee in one of the classes, and she was like, "That was you?"
Ah.
And I was like, it was one of those things that I will never forget, but
Or live down.
or live down apparently.
Yeah.
Especially now.
Did she say where she was when you dislocated
Yeah,
your knee?
I don't remember where she said
But
she was,
that's-
but
yep,
that's
she's
the
like-
moment. That was the moment in that ThesCon world where I was like, where were you when that girl dislocated her knee in Bob Fosse?
You're the 9/11 of ThesCon.
Don't say that.
Yeah, no, you are. You can't escape this now.
Where were you?
Where were you when the Twin
During
Towers
Crutchy.
fell? Where were you when Crutchy fell?
Your knees.
It's funny. It's funny. It is funny.
It
was
is.
funny at the time because I'm telling you, theater kids looked forward to that weekend all year. And I was like, I am not going to let this ruin my weekend. I'm going back. I am not going to not go back.
And
It was
boy,
a
did you
weird
go
one.
back.
It was a
That's
weird one.
good.
I did go
I'm
back.
really
Yeah,
proud of you, Crutchy.
Good.
I went to the dance and everything.
I'm really
Wait,
proud of you,
how?
Crutchy.
One leg. One leg.
One leg up. One leg up. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for telling
You're so welcome.
about your most embarrassing theater moments.
Yeah.
If we're talking about theater,
Uh
I
oh.
have one.
Uh-oh.
It has to do.
Is this
going to
be a long episode
school.
for you?
The school. Okay.
Yeah. That's
So, you know Aida, right? Do you know what Aida is?
Aida.
No.
It's explain what Aida is about. Because you're better, right?
Okay,
Okay.
so we did Aida in college, but I wasn't in it. I did crew for it. It's about
It's about this Nubian princess, this black Nubian princess. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
she gets enslaved by.
we didn't do this in college. Never mind. I'm sorry. We didn't do this.
She gets like her. I think her like. I don't know it verbatim, okay, because I wasn't in it. I auditioned. I didn't make it in, sadly. But so I guess it's a Nubian queen. Her group, what are they called? Kingdom people?
Sure.
Or people, whatever.
Yeah.
They get captured by these Egyptians and enslaved.
Yeah.
And slavery. So moving on. That has nothing to do with the
On
story.
brand.
Yes. Basically, when they went through the casting process, everyone auditioned. We had plenty of black people who auditioned. Okay.
Okay.
Plenty of black people, plenty of white people. And then the cast list came out. And they made sure that all of the slaves were black. Like that
Good.
was very
Great
very
start for
on
Governor
brand,
Thomas
okay?
Johnson.
Yes.
high
every
school.
single black person who auditioned became a slave.
Because it wouldn't make sense for
It wouldn't make
it
sense.
wouldn't make sense for the slaves to be white.
Yes,
Correct.
exactly.
Yeah.
You know, it would make sense for the Nubian
Yeah.
princess to be white. the main character, the lead, Aida, she was a skinny white girl, and she said, "Let my people free," and all the slaves
my
begged for it.
God.
That's like
This
They're
is
like,
so
"Aida, please free us," and she's like, "I'll free my people."
God.
I'm
They
like, right.
they Scarlett Johanssoned you.
Yes, I was, and they didn't even try and like. I mean, actually, no, that probably would have been worse. I was gonna say they didn't even try to make her look black, but I guess
That would have been
that
much
might have-
worse.
That might have been worse.
Just a white high school kid, blackface, box braids. Just
I mean, if they did it right, no one would know. Like, you know,
That's like
but
a director for a high school trying to put on hairspray when you only have white kids.
we did hairspray and they did that right.
Well, see, but that okay, yeah, because that's the thing is I saw too many schools do this where they would do it and then they didn't have the casting for it, and then it's like, then what are you? Why are you trying to cast this?
That's the same schools.
This whole thing is about racial inequality.
And
Why
they're
are
like,
you trying to cast
like,
it?
you got it. You're 1%. You know.
well, we actually made racism illegal, so now it's kind of just like a story of whoever can play the part.
Yeah, that's right. It's all about personality now. Oh my god.
Did the play go well?
I mean, it went. Like, no one
It
said
happened.
anything.
Yeah.
Everybody was, and I remember,
Of
like,
course, nobody
my-
would say
yes.
anything about that.
And I remember my senior year of high school or junior year of high school, I was in sociology class. And the sociology teacher, we were all talking and everything, having a discussion. And I brought that up. I was like, that's kind of weird. Am I wrong? No, right? And she's like, you were just mad. Were you just mad because you didn't make it in? I was like,
Wow.
she's like, it sounds kind of like jealousy to me. And I was like,
That's such an annoying remark from it. You have a genuine comment and criticism of a thing, and they go, you're upset you didn't like.
I'm like, I would have been a slave anyway. So
If I comment about, I made a comment about somebody's Netflix special recently.
yeah.
Yes.
And a lot of the comments are, "Oh, you're just jealous you didn't get one." I was like, "Nah, it's not a good joke. Like,
Yeah.
I'm also allowed to have opinions. And
Yes.
second of all, who are you?"
Exactly. It's a valid thing to say.
Yeah, men.
And yes, I was jealous I didn't make it in. Okay, I was jealous. I wanted to be a slave. But listen.
You could have been a Nubian princess.
Listen, I could have method acted. Okay, I've heard enough about slavery through childhood. I've been taught. I think I would make a good slave. I think I would do a good job.
Well, if that doesn't become a clip, I don't know.
If that
Okay. Well, I think that's where we're going to end story time for now before anybody says anything worse. Before we sign off, we do have one more segment called You're My Boy Blue. And you guys will get to give a shout out to your favorite educators if you want to, one at a time, look into this camera. Do you need a moment to think?
No, I have
Okay. So, Elana, we'll start with you.
I would like to, this is going to be a throwback for me. I would like to thank my elementary school art teacher, Mrs. DeWeese. Mrs. DeWeese, literally, I've remembered her since that time. And she was just a really great teacher. And she always cared. And she always cared about your creative abilities and what you could do. And she was she was a great teacher.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
hope she's doing well.
Shout out Mrs. DeWeese.
That's right.
Yeah. Zeph?
I would like to thank Mr. Copen. He was a very nice guy. He was the theater teacher. He took the place of the guy who put on Aida, and
Oh, he got
Good.
fired. What did he
Probably
say?
for a good...
for a lot of reasons. But so he took his place, and the thing was, I was treated very badly by all the theater kids and by him. Not him, the previous theater teacher. And when he came in, he actually gave me a shot. He let me into the theater program. He gave me parts. He encouraged me. He let me know that I was worth it and I was going to have a career in the future in some way. He just really bloomed my creativity and gave me a lot of self-confidence that I didn't have due to all the tearing down that I got from the kids and the other teachers in that program.
Well, that's awesome.
Thank you,
Shout out,
Mr. Copen.
Mr. Copen.
Mr. Copen. Thanks,
Love you,
Mr.
man.
Copen. Before we really say goodbye, do you guys want to tell people how they can find you, how they can follow? If you have any projects or anything coming up that you want to plug, this episode's probably going to come out in January-ish. So, Elana?
Sure. You can follow me on my Instagram. I feel like I'm most consistent on my Instagram at _Elana Del Rey. Should I spell that?
Yeah.
Okay. ELANA Del Rey, like Lana Del Rey, but with an E and 2 underscores. And it's the same for my TikTok. If you want to follow me on TikTok, I maybe should try to post a little bit more. I don't post as much, but that's how I know Ben, and that's how Ben knows me. Yeah. So feel free to follow me on there. I want to start working on my own projects when it comes to like short form film stuff and scripts. So that is what I'm doing.
There we go. Sef?
My name is Sef Tyrell. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, everything. If you go to my Instagram, I have a link tree. Anyways, my handle is Sef Tyrell. You can spell it SEPHTYRELL. No underscores, but like on other things there's underscores. But like I said, you can check my link tree. So But so I make music and I sing and I rap.
It's really good.
Do you have anything on Spotify?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a few things. There's this one song, Woof Woof. Check it out. It's really good. It's about smoking weed. I don't smoke weed, but I did. I used to. So I'm kind of a poser. But okay.
It goes, woof,
It's fine.
woof,
I'm not a dog. Yes. So that's me. And I'm getting started on a lot of other things. And I'm finally getting my everything rolling. So yeah, come with that. Come.
Well, thank you guys so much for being on the podcast. Everyone say bye.
Bye.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for listening or for watching if you're watching on YouTube. Before I let you go this week, just a couple quick announcements like we do every week. If you want some PodClass President merch, we have that. We got sweaters and hoodies and t-shirts and mugs. So you can check out some PodClass President merch. You can check out my Patreon. Make sure you also follow PodClass President on social media or PodClass President on everything. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, you name it. We also have a Discord. It's a Ben Brainerd Discord. There is a PodClass President channel in that Discord. And then if you want to email the podcast, make sure you send an email to podprez@benbrainerd.com. If you want, you can send a story in that email about your favorite school-centric story, and then maybe it'll be read live on a future episode. With that being said, thank you guys so much for sticking around. We will see you next week. Bye.